Hello, Emily. My name is Sean Everett. I am the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Megan. She sent your website over to me for analysis. Here is your analysis. Now, first off, I'm not really here about the aesthetic part of your website. So it looks fine to me. It might be a little too simple from top to bottom. That's it. And in today's world, in order to maintain a internet presence, you probably should have something that's a little bit more complex than this is. You do have some things that you can click on here that will bring you to other pages. They are nice pages all in and of themselves, but they are also very simple and very brief. Now, what I would suggest is that you need to get something a little bit more complex. And the other thing that I would suggest is that you need to make your presence known on Google, which is currently lacking. Now, I'm going to show you what I do on a usual analysis, and that is I have a paid tool here called Ahrefs. And this gives me the analysis of your site, the metrics of it, and how it's been doing over the last month or two. Now, I can tell you that in the last month, you have had 4 visitors. That is not a very good number, not considering that you expect that this website should be something that brings you money and customers and opportunity. And it is not doing that right now. It is underperforming. Now, the next thing I do after I do the paid tool here is I go and do a regular Google search. Now, I can show you that St. Petersburg, Florida, metal buildings, Google. Google is something that is a thing in and of itself. And it's not just enough to compete in the virtual world. It is also something that you need to do in the Google world. Now, I'm going to show you where you are lacking. These are the first 3 listings that you'll find on a Google search. And then underneath that is something that we call the map pack. I will talk about all of those. Now, the map pack have done something that the other folks have not, and that is they filled out a Google business profile. That would be something easy for you to do. Well, not easy, but it would be something that could be done simply by somebody, because it's important that it be done right and thoroughly, because Google rewards thorough. There's nothing if they're not thorough. Now, these folks here are near the top of a Google search, no doubt about it, but more near the top of that is these folks up here. ProBuilt is number 1 here, and I'm going to show you their stats. I'm going to refer to them, in fact, as your Google competitor for the purpose of this analysis. Now, here is their website. You may have seen it before. I don't know. They say that they are a metal buildings company in St. Petersburg, Florida, but I think that you and I both know that they have their offices elsewhere, and they just have this page here that says that's where they are. And because it is on the internet, Google believes it's true. And that is really a shame. But there is no way to fact check anything that Google is looking at. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is that content is king at Google. Now, when I say that, I think you're going to be not surprised at these results, but this is a word counter that I just cut and pasted your website into. You have 49 words. I'm going to do the same for ProBuilt. I'm going to copy and paste theirs into a word counter, and they have, boom, 1,452. And to be honest, that seems like a lot of words, but I mean, look at their website. It's really not that many words. It's a lot of sort of photos and little blurbs of this and that. And so it doesn't seem like that whole bunch of words. But that is not nearly what Google wants. Google wants them to have 1,500 words. That's how many words they want you to have in order to be considered capable of being a leader on Google search results. And the reason they say that is because anybody that does a Google search, Google wants them to be satisfied with the results. And they say that 1,500 words is the minimum number of words. That's what they have decided. I don't know how, but that's what they have decided. to educate their customers on whatever it is that they Google, whether that be educational, or whether it be for a company of that makes metal buildings, for instance. So that is what Google wants you to have. So getting your word count up is something that is definitely necessary, but also the kind of words you have on there are also necessary. Now, keywords is what I'm talking about. Google has a series of words that they expect you to have on your site. The way that they gathered these words was by looking at Google searches that brought up your site and the sites of your competitors. They looked at the words actually in your site and the words of your competitors, the sites of your competitors, and they also looked at the communities around you, which is how these folks said that they can be from St. Petersburg. Now, I'm going to show you what your competitors have in the keyword category. You have 3, they have 3,500. That means that they are going to place very high in a Google search because Google is a word-based search engine. You type something in, Google will spit it out. If you type in gorillas love bananas, it will give you a site that say gorillas love bananas or why they don't love bananas, but it will have gorillas and bananas on the site. Now that is exactly what I'm talking about here. They have 3,500 words. These are their keywords. Well, they do a lot of things. Steel buildings, Florida, Florida metal buildings, RV metal buildings, carport metals, all these sorts of things, which are words from your industry. Jacksonville, because they have offices there, or that's another place that they cover. I don't know how big your coverage is, but having all of those communities represented would be good also. Here they are in Orlando. Where they go, camper lean-tos, RV garages for sale, rent-to-own steel buildings. They have a lot of different Google searches that they cover on their website. And that is something that helps the number of keywords that they have. Now, it seems like it's a lot, and it is a lot to have 3,500. However, it is not impossible. It might not be something you want to do, but I know that there's somebody out there that wants to do it. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is your backlinks. You have 5 backlinks. That means that there are 5 other sites that have your site listed on them, and there's a link back to your site on it. Now, ProBuilt has 499. I'm going to show you what their backlinks are. Yellow Pages, DexKnows. I don't really know your industry, so I don't know if any of these are worthwhile or not, but I can tell you that anything below 70 is generally not worthwhile. So I don't know if Shifted Magazine, what that has to do with anything, maybe you do. But linktome.com is 65. That's not any good. And as we get down here, blogbangboom.com is not a place that people go for their metal buildings, so you don't have to worry about those. You want any of the backlinks that will be on a site that is rated 70 and above. These ratings are called the domain rating, and they have to do with how many sites refer to them. You have a domain rating also. Yours is currently 0. It would be probably usual for you to have something from 1 to, say, 20. Anywhere in that range would be good for you. These ones have a lot of folks that refer to them, so they have a very high domain rating, and thus they are useful to you to be listed on their site. Now, Yellow Pages is one, Super Pages, YP.com. There's a whole bunch that I could list, but you can also find them by Googling your competitors, see what other sites they're on. Now, here's what it comes down to. You had 4 people visit your site last month, and ProBuilt had 3,400. That is going to lead into just exponentially more opportunities for them, whether it's an opportunity for an estimate or for that estimate to become a customer or for that customer to turn into somebody that puts money in the coffers of the company. That is exactly what we're talking about here. Google has that power, and by manipulating their logarithm, their algorithm, you can get into a Google site and be much higher up in the search results than you are. Now, that seems like a very simplistic explanation, and maybe it is, but that's exactly the 3 things they're looking for. They're looking for a company who will be in their business profile. They're looking for companies that have good keywords and companies that have good backlinks. That's it. That's all they want. And you can make those 3 things much better for yourself. Now, what I'm telling you is that you can do them yourself, but it is a laborious and long process that folks who don't love this sort of stuff should stay away from. You're probably better off making wonderful steel buildings, metal buildings. But I can tell you somebody that does, and that is Megan. And Megan would be lovely to walk you through the next steps of how to make yourself look better on a Google search. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.